So some of the cases that come to me are very atypical. For example, there are instances where people are clearly targeted in the community because of the color of their skin and treated differently because of that. Once I was representing a Black woman who was current on her car payments, who gets a knock on her door from a repo man who's saying, "I'm here to take your car." She pleaded with him to let her call customer service to prove that she was current on her payments. And the repo man wouldn't stand for it. And so he started to try to forcibly enter her garage. So she went downstairs and stood in his way and said, "You're not getting into my garage." And then he proceeded to beat her within an inch of her life. She had lacerations, bruises, broken bones, literally from head to toe. And the car dealership was legally liable because under Missouri law, they have what's called a non-delegable duty to peaceably repossess a car. And they are liable for that woman's injuries, even though they didn't tell the man to do it this way. So they were on the hook legally because of their choice in person to go over there to try to repossess the car. So I was able to obtain a settlement for her against the company or the dealership that sold her the car, not just the person who beat her up. Another example of like race discrimination in everyday life occurred when I represented a African-American businessman who went into a big department store to purchase some things for a contracting project. He bought the items. They were all small enough to put in his pocket. He put those items and his receipt in his pocket. And then he was confronted by a white security guard who accused him of shoplifting. My client tried to produce the receipt out of his pocket. And when he reached into his pocket, the security guard tackled him, cuffed him, and beat him. And as it turns out, the department store failed to investigate the background of the security guard. And we learned that he was a police officer who had been fired for using his police car to stalk his ex-girlfriend. So he would identify his ex-girlfriend on the roadway and activate his emergency lights and pull her over. So he was fired from the police department for invading the rights of other people or violating the rights of other people. And that mistake led to this humiliating experience for my client, who I was able to obtain a pretty sizable settlement for.